My name is Anna. I'm the facilitator of idtalks. This year, idtalks is talking about mental health. Mental health and well-being of youth are at the core of European Youth Goal and European Youth Strategy. And therefore, in 2023, SALTO Inclusion and Diversity Resource Center has partnered with the Network of National Agencies Mental Health in Youth Work project, which contributes to mental health and well-being of young people, as well as highlights the youth workers' role in young people's well-being. And we are bringing the whole year idtalks on mental health. In spring, we focused more on understanding mental health, and now in autumn of 2023, we are focusing on discovering interesting mental health practices from different European countries. Today, we have a very interesting topic. We are going to talk about peers and mental health. Peer-to-peer work is nothing new. It has been successfully used in formal and non-formal education settings, but today we are going to discover how it can support to improve young people's mental health and well-being. How does peer-to-peer magic work in practice? How it can help address bullying or do information prevention work. All of this we will be discovering with our guest speaker from Belgium, Flanders, Inge from Peer Support Vlaanderen. Inge is an educationalist and a teacher trainer at the University of Applied Sciences in Houwest in Belgium, and she works for Peer Support Flanders, which aims to strengthen the idea of peer support in the broad environment of young people as well as the adults. Inge is a coach for peer-to-peer supporters, motivates them, helps them to have better self-esteem, self-determination. And I think without further ado, I will pass the floor to Inge. And if I have missed something from your amazing biography, you can, of course, fill in the gaps. So Inge, you now have the floor.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Hello, I'm very happy that I'm here. So I want to thank SALTO Inclusion and Diversity for having me here. And I also want to say thank you to my friends Kevin and Yannick from SALTO for recommending me. But I'm also very happy to see my friends from all over Europe here. I see Milan, I see Hugo, I see Arisha, I see Ligi. I see even friends from over the ocean, from Uganda sitting here. So Europe is united with friends all over the world. And I'm happy for that, because with youth and with you, we are going to create a new world. And that's what we are going to do today, this afternoon. So welcome, everybody. Good. We are going to start, and if I can, I will tell you more about peers and mental health, because it's really a big, big issue nowadays. As Anna already told about me, I can tell you even that I'm a mother. I'm married with you, and I have two girls, two adult girls. I'm the project manager from Peer Support Flanders. I'm a teacher trainer, and I'm very proud that I'm working in Houwest University of Applied Sciences, where they give me a lot of opportunities to do such things as today. So thank you for that. Of course, my biggest work, what I'm doing, is working with people, young and old people. And I feel myself on my best when I'm outside, not sitting on a screen, but today I'm also happy to sit on a screen. My natural habitats are seaside, the woods, being outside, and teaching. It's very important that we uplift people And I can do that in my job every day. We can uplift youngsters to feel good. And that's really important. Let me tell you what we are going to do this journey. Today, we are going to tell you what is peer support, who is Peer Support Flanders, what we are doing with peer support so we can prevent against bullying and so on. I will tell you more in some minutes. And the role of you, because you are important. And we want to start with an exercise. So please, everybody, I will say one sentence. And if you agree, please stand up. It's very important that we can stand up if we agree. If you don't agree, you just sit down. So I hope you understand what I'm saying. If you agree, you stand up, you are not sitting anymore, but show me that you agree, stand up. You don't agree, you sit down. So the first sentence is, the more motivated youngsters are for doing something, the better they feel. So the more motivated youngsters are for doing something, the better they feel. Yeah, I can't see what everybody's doing, if they are standing or not, but I will hear it later on. Another sentence, let's try. Well, the more young people and old people need hope in their life. In life, young and old people need hope. Stand up or sit down. What do you want to do? Or maybe you want to fall in the water because it's hot. That's also possible, but I was wondering. Then another one. During adolescence, we need friends to help. During adolescence, we need friends to help. Okay, good, thank you. And then maybe the last one. During our life, we need support from everybody around. During our life, we need support from somebody in our life, or for some people in our life. Okay, thank you very much. That was the start. Now I'm going to tell you more about what is peer support and who is Peer Support Flanders from West. And herefore, I want to introduce George. George is my friend. He's 80 years old, and George is old, but he's gold. And remember, George has a dream. He has the same dream as me. Imagine a world without war, a world without violence, a world without bullying, no struggle, no fear, no pain. That is George, his dream, but also mine. And therefore, we want to spread a virus. And the virus is a good virus. It's the peer support method we want to spread everywhere. We want to spread it to you, so you can spread other people, you can spread other and other people. So from now on, people, you're all infected, and now you have to spread the good method about peer support. A world where there's no bullying anymore. A world only where we can use devices on a good way. Devices, new technology, only using for good things, not for bad things. That's the first thing about our peer support methods we start. And let me tell you a bit about history. The magic that happened there is, we start with the woman on the right. She's Ona Waynes. And Ona Waynes, when she was 16 years old, she was like having a big problem because two of her friends committed suicide. So that was really a bad thing to happen for a young girl, only 16 years old. And then she connected with the lady on the left, that's Helene Bikuwe. And Helene Bikuwe was also a member of West University of Applied Sciences, and they wrote a book together. The book is called West, and West, it means, how are you doing? Because we ask not much enough, how are you doing? People, tell me, how are you doing? How are you feeling? It's really important that we tell our feelings. So Ona and Helene started working together, and they started with a film. I will show you the film, and you can see the film now. Please note that it's made for schools, but it's also in youth work that we are working with the method. It's in Dutch, but it's subtitled in English. So just watch the video about peer support and notice what can be mentioned to help.
Peer support is eigenlijk een soort van vorm, denk ik, van vrienden. Mensen die elkaar helpen en zorgen dat alles goed gaat op school. Maar ook later kunnen ze dat zeker gebruiken op het werk of bij naschoolsactiviteiten als ze een ruzie hebben.
Peer support is eigenlijk jongeren die elkaar ondersteunen, maar die daarvoor ook echt wel opgeleid worden.
Peer support is een project voor het welzijn van de school. Ik vind het heel belangrijk dat de mensen welkom zijn op de school. Het is ook belangrijk dat de conflicten op school dat die worden opgelost voordat er echt ruzies ontstaan. Het zijn jongeren omdat dan de drempel veel lager ligt dan om naar bijvoorbeeld leerkrachten of ouders te gaan. Omdat dat eigenlijk een soort van vriendschap is, maar het zijn mensen die opgeleid zijn om echt je te steunen in moeilijkheden. Ja, ik ben er zeker van dat jongeren voor jongeren klaar kunnen staan en de problemen kunnen oplossen van elkaar. Af en toe, als er hele zware problemen zijn, moeten er wel leerkrachten ingrijpen. Maar de jongeren zijn er voor elkaar en staan sterker in de schoenen, meer dan dat volwassenen zouden denken.
Ik denk dat peer support belangrijk is, want je kan niet met al je problemen naar leerkrachten gaan of naar mensen die volwassen zijn. Of leerkrachten moeten wel ouder en meer ervaren zijn. Maar de reden situatie is wel moeilijk.
Wat ik voornamelijk wil bereiken met peer support is om mensen te helpen die zich niet goed in hun vel voelen, maar wel het gevoel hebben dat ze daar echt met niemand over kunnen praten of dat niemand in het begrijpt, wat dat echt zo typisch is op pubers. Ik wil zo die persoon zijn die dat zo wel begrijpt, waardoor ze zo zich beter voelen en dat ze zo een makkelijkere tijd hebben en er beter doorraken. Ik denk wel dat er op onze school kan werken, omdat we een redelijk kleine school zijn en dat we elkaar allemaal kennen. Puberteit is moeilijk en dan wil ik zo'n beetje de grote zus zijn die mensen erdoor helpt en dus mensen steunt in de moeilijke tijd. Een beetje een vriend eigenlijk.
Okay, thank you for watching the film. I saw there's one of my peers, a peer supporter in the group here in the audience. I think Ligita from Ligi Beate is on the floor. Are you there, Ligi? No?
Yes, hello.
Yes, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
I hear
we
you.
can hear you.
You are a peer supporter. You are trained by me in Letland last year. Can you tell me what is peer support? Can you explain to the audience what is peer support, Ligi?
Peer support is a project, or peer support is what I think it is.
Yes, and what is a peer in fact?
Okay, peer is somebody who's equal to us, who has same interest in life. Like maybe you like books, I like books. We are peers, so we are equal, and we have nothing. We are not different. We are just equal.
Okay, peers are equal in many ways or in similar circumstances. So you don't have to be the same age. But for instance, I see Gorette as well. Gorette is almost my age. I'm a bit older, but we can be peers because we can share the same interests. We have the same ideas and we can help each other by small little things. But in literature, you have peer tutors, peer mentors, peer coaches, peer leaders that are all different names. A peer tutor and a peer mentor are used in schools. A peer coach is not only used in a school, but also on the field, outside, in the sport club, in the community. So a coach leads youngsters or leads people with activities and he helps them. So a peer coach can be a peer worker, a youth worker. And a peer tutor is somebody who helps for studying. And a peer mentor is somebody who is a role model where people can identify with. So you have the different names, and that's important because here we use it mostly only with peer coaches and peer supporters. So we use peer support in our methods as a preventive method in which we support peers for positive, lively environments. And therefore, Peer Support Flanders looks how we can improve the well-being of young people and do prevention. Prevention on conflicts, prevention on bullying, prevention on suicide, prevention on violence, and so on. And therefore, we have a mission. We have our mission to serve, to empower, and to care for others. Every time. We believe very much in youth, so we start to solve conflicts with youth, even when they are 3-4 years old. That's the peer support virus that we spread from 3 years old, from the beginning with the little ones. And then we go further and further and further, even till people are in a nursery home, for instance, or where they stay with the family and they need help. We make tailor-made training for youth, for youngsters, for adults, even for people from my age. We make trainings or we give tailor-made trainings in life skills. Skills for learning to communicate. Skills how to solve problems. Skills for bullying prevention. How we can move our body, how we can eat good food, and so on. So we work together with vital cities and vital schools from West to share that idea. We start from young off because it's a special way to learn them how to solve problems. And we stand against bullying from long when they are very young. So we stand for peace and hope. And as you know, some of the peer supporters are there. Maybe somebody who is a peer supporter can tell me what are the qualities from a peer supporter? What things does a peer supporter has to have to become a peer supporter? How does a peer supporter look like? Somebody has any idea or want to answer my question? How does
Maybe for this, we can ask you to raise your digital hand, your virtual hand, and then Maria can unmute you and you could answer Inge's question. So any peer supporters in the audience? Goret, you are one of the peer supporters from Peer Support Flanders?
We work together. So Gorette already had a teaching from peer support, so she knows how a peer supporter looks like, I guess. She can answer.
Please, Gorette.
You have to.
Yeah, a peer supporter must be available. Availability is very important, yeah, because the person that you want to help has a problem, and maybe wants someone who has time to listen to him or her. So availability is one of the qualities, and maybe the person can be trained to be available. But the other thing is learning to communicate without judging. Yeah, because by the time maybe a peer or a young person wants to, or is already engaging in maybe a violent behavior, or showing a bad attitude, maybe towards another person, maybe bullying, or is about to bully another person, maybe there's a lot going inside. So a peer supporter should have that non-judgmental attitude, non-judgmental way of communication, which we learn through these trainings.
Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my sister.
Welcome,
so a peer supporter helps. He's positive, he or she, or it is positive. They have had a real education about peer support, how they can do it. And they have a positive force. It's like a positive force, how to signal problem. They see where there's a problem, then they can signalize a problem, and they can look for solutions together with or without the coaches. That's really important. But peer supporters have had a real training, and the training research has told that it's for almost 20 hours at least, where young people learn skills how to be a peer supporter. That's a really important thing, where they can look for help, where they can know all the organizations in their community, in their surrounding, where they can ask help, the right help. So that's really important. And then the role of the coach, the role of the youth worker is very important as well, because a coach also has to have a training. Research has found that a coach has to be trained and well trained by decent groups. For instance, Peer Support Flanders in West, we give a training how youth can participate from youngs, from when they are already very little, how they can participate and how they can tell their voice on a decent way. Participation is one part. Connection is another part. After connection, we also learn how to solve conflicts, how to look for an answer when there is a conflict. And then a really big thing as well in the training of the coach is how the peer support method can be implemented in the whole organization where you work. It can be a hospital, it can be a school, it can be youth work, it can be a community, and so on. But we need to train the coaches as well. And then I come to the last part, the role of you. From now on, you're affected, so you can spread the virus if you start having a training, of course. And here you see a picture of peer support inspiration in Bruges. Inspiration started with working together, schools and youth work. They came together because there are different kind of peers in the schools and in the youth work, and we brought them together. So there are peers from various backgrounds, and we brought them into dialogue into each other. So the youth there they are very vulnerable, and they shared a part of their story. So last year, for instance, we brought people in Letland, young people together with all different stories. And we saw after the training, the admiration, the surprise, the respect they had towards each other. Also, they were so different, but they saw that we initially can share more about, or that we share more about each other than we initially thought. So we believe that the project is very important. We challenge the youth, we challenge youth to look for answers that are not easy, like identity, who am I, where I am going to, my identity, how is it, how is the connection with the others, how do I look, how do others see me, and how can we work together in future on a good way. So I would like to start with an exercise with you. So please, I hope you will find a paper and something to write. So if you have it, it would be nice. And I would like to ask you two things. The first thing on the paper you can write is on which character thing from yourself are you proud of? So if I want to ask, where are you proud of? Give me one main character thing. What would you write? Does everybody understand what I want to ask? Anna, are there questions?
No, I think we don't have questions, just maybe to give really 1 minute for people to grab a pen and a pencil. And from what I understood, the question is, write one thing about yourself, about your character that you're proud of, like one feature of your character.
That's it. Because a really coach of a peer supporter has to be proud on themselves. They have to know their strength, and they have to know where they're good at, to show to other people, to help other people. So if you have written something where you're proud of, everybody, please show the answer in the camera, like what I do.
And if I may suggest, Inge, if they don't find something to write on, they can also write it in the chat.
They can write it in the chat as well, of course. Maybe you're outside sitting in on the sand. You can write on the sand. You can write with the little stones as well. I prefer that. That's also a kind of writing we can do. So give me one word or one sentence or two sentences where you're proud of. I hope, Anna, you can see already a lot of people and answers, because I can't see anything. I don't see.
We can also read out a bit for you. People are proud of their enthusiastic nature, about their positivity, about being empathetic, about their open mind, persistence, that they are a good listener, that they are caring, that they are helpful, that they are inspiring. So many, many different things.
Whoa, great. You're already good peer support coaches. Applause to you. Next question. One really important one. Then you will spread the virus more. If you could share one message to young people today, what is the message you will give them? Try to do it in 1 or 3 words. I did it with a balloon because I like to party, and I think a balloon is something where we can play with. You can do it on a ball, you can do it on a paper, but say, if you could share one message to the youth today, what would you share? A hopeful message, please.
Oh, Inge, you need to see there is so much interesting stuff coming in. People are saying you are loved. You are uniquely beautiful. Don't be afraid. You are not alone. There are no problems, only solutions. Be respectful of each other. Live your dream. Pursue your dream. Take your time. I'm also trying to see what is written on pieces of paper, but be who you are. Yeah, it's okay. You're not alone, and many other really interesting, inspiring messages.
Yeah, thank you very much, Anna. Create a choice as well, so we can share our stories. We have to spread the love. Maybe at the end we can make a heart and we can spread the love from the peer support virus. So we're almost at the end. I know magic can happen. I believe, like George, you know, my friend from the beginning, I think you didn't saw his picture. I will still come to him. I will show him. George, 81 years old but gold. He has a dream. No more war, no more violence, and so on. Only love. So we have to start with that, with our peer support method. And then magic will happen. I believe in you. You all have the good things to be a peer support coach or to be a peer supporter. So people, please spread the news together. You know, the effects on the youngsters is really, really big. Maybe Sigita, Ligi, you can tell me what are the effects on the young people to become a peer supporter or to use the peer support methods? What are the effects?
So you like to use the peer support?
Yes. What do you learn from it? Or what did you learn about it? What are skills you have learned?
What did I learn in April from what you teach me? Firstly, you have to be the first one to come out, like to speak, to let everything out. You don't have to keep everything in yourself. You just have to come out, and then it will just come easy to like communicate with other peers, and it will be easy.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Ligi. I think Milan is there as well. I don't know if Milan is there. Milan, what is the experience or what is the effect on youngsters being a peer supporter? Can you tell me, Milan from Serbia? Are you there? Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Milan. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. It's a pleasure to hear you and see you again. Can you just repeat the question?
Well, can you tell me the effect from peer support on the youngsters? What have you seen if they use peer support or the peer support method? What is the effect on the youngsters?
Yeah, the effects can be really positive. Because you know, I work in formal education for over 10 years, and I see that we need to talk more about mental problems and mental health with kids. And my some opinion is that youth have a need to listen them more. Not to talk to them like, you know, I'm a teacher, I always talk to them, give them some advices or something like that. And I think one of the things that I learned in Latvia is that I need to be a good listener, just to stop talking and to listen, to hear the kids, so they can express their needs and wishes. And for start, something like that is just enough to solve some basic problems, you know.
Okay, thank you, Milan. You're great. So you see, the effect on youth is that they learn communicative skills, metacognitive skills. They learn to become active citizens. They have a better well-being, and they become much, they feel better being a peer supporter. Then the effects on you as a coach is that you have less stress, because youngsters try to solve the problems themselves. If they have a problem, they like to solve it first before they come to the coaches. But of course, we need you all as a coach, because some problems we need adults or coaches to help the youth with. Some problems are too big, like for instance, when there's bullying too hard with phone, and when the youngsters use the phone on the wrong way, because they use the phone on the wrong way because they use it with bullying, then it's the wrong way. And then we have to help youngsters with it. So for coaches, the stress reduces. And then, of course, the effects on the community is that we have a safe environment. So we have a safe environment, a safe place. It's not an environment where everybody is scared, but safe places are around, and that's really important. It's also a place, the effects on the environment is also a place where we can build bridges between people. We can connect, we can make transitions in our communities and in our environment on a good way. We believe in tomorrow with the technology, with good sustainability and so on. So that are the good things from our method. And of course, now we can come to the conclusion that peer support training for coaches and youngsters is needed very much. A training for the coaches for about 8 or 10 days, for youngsters also 20 hours at least, if it has to be good. So the training has to be taken seriously, really seriously. We have to believe in it, because it has a big impact. It's needed for psychological well-being and for helping each other. Peer support is a universal thing. It has to go global. We need it during our lifetime, and we can help detect problems and help in a variety of domains. Okay, there's also a lot of literature about it, also spread globally. We can share it on the link from SALTO. And now I know there's also a lot to investigate as well. So maybe for the last thing, I will ask you if you could share something you need a new research on with peer support. Please put it in the chat. It would be really good to read which things we can help out with peer support and where we can investigate in later on in life. But now, for the end, I'm coming to the end of my presentation, and I want to thank you all. I'm very happy that I see those nice faces here again with me. Now I see everybody here, everybody from all around the world. I'm very happy to see you, and I'm glad that you joined my presentation. And I was wondering if there are still questions to answer.
So, Goret, you are unmuted, please.
Yeah, yes. In our group, we're four, and then one of the questions was which methods do we use when offering peer support? And we said that it depends on the situation. It depends on the group that you are meeting, you are offering support. If they are babies or young children, you use a different method. If you can use a variety of methods, which you said. In addition to another question, does one need training? We said, and the certificate, we said yes. The certificate may not be so important, but the training is very necessary. Then the third question was, what about teachers in schools who spend most of the time teaching and they have no time to offer peer support? And we said that it would be most appropriate if schools had peer supporters trained specifically to and designated to do that work or to offer peer support, because the teachers have a lot of work. That's what we discussed, and it was really fun in our group. Thank you.
Yeah, so Inge, I hope you make some note from the questions. Goret, maybe just to be sure that we don't misinterpret the question, if you can also maybe to type it in a few words in the chat function. Yeah, this way we will also save the questions and maybe use them also for the article later. In the meantime, we've seen in the chat that some of you have lost the poll. Don't worry, if you click on Zoom, there is this button more, then you will find the polls quizzes button, and then there you can find the poll again. So please make sure you use it. And then we will now unmute Ramses to ask his question, or from his group.
We talked a little, hi everybody. We talked a little bit about how can we implement peer support in sometimes already a really busy schedule, not only from schools, but from companies in general. Milan told me he was able to do that, making a small group and then spreading the workshops throughout. And then we talked, that's the main thing we talked about. In fact, in our group, there was a lady from Barcelona who did the same, but then with kids with a disability. So that was nice to hear that it works as well. And the other thing we talked about, I'm still in doing my bachelor in primary education. We don't get a lot of teaching for peer support. So how could we implement that more in a general education? Very simple.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ramses. And now we have Malena. Please, Malena, you have the floor.
Hi. Well, my group talked mostly about how necessary are like these projects with young people and how it could be really useful to have more tools like these ones. Because I think, I don't know, teenagers don't have that many tools to figure out themselves and like their feelings and express their emotions. So yeah, it would be really nice to have more of these initiatives. And it's kind of sad that there aren't that many. And yeah, we talked mostly about that. And then I would like to ask Inge, I think, yeah, and how could we as adults, like as individuals, maybe help teenagers in this sense? Like, of course, if we are in a sector that works with teenagers and stuff like that, maybe as individual work, but yeah.
Thank you very much. We had 4 groups. Maybe there is one group that is still missing and still wants to take the floor and address your questions or bring your comments to Inge's attention. Please, you have the opportunity to do it now. Just use the raise the hand function and we will give you the floor. Okay, it seems we don't have the questions or comments right now, which is fine. Then I pass floor back to Inge to react to what was already said and the questions already asked. Please.
Okay, well, thank you for the questions first, but I was thinking about a question from Gorette first. Which methods do you use to help the coaches and the peer supporters? Well, in fact, it's like Gorette said, it depends on the problem. Every problem has another solution. So we need really specialists on the field to help with the coaches. That's a really important thing. We have to share our ideas. Everybody has to share their ideas, but we have to work with the specialists, the persons who are trained, the persons who did the research, the persons who have the skills to go to the youth, to help the youth, to do it on a positive way. That's the first thing. So the right methods but it depends on the problem. Like, for instance, for child prostitution or for people who are struggling with gender, there are other solutions than for a child that is bullied, for instance. So we need other solutions, but we have to work together as well. We have to communicate by the phone, by the new computers, and we have to share it on the good way. For instance, like I met some people I didn't see them live, but because we have to spread it on a good way, we use the phone and we can do it that way. And then what do we do with schools? In fact, there's a lot of schools and youth work as well. There's a lot of time only for skills and for the curriculum, of course. We may not forget the curriculum, but the things for mental health are very important. As I see, yesterday it was World Mental Health Day. 25% of the youth has a struggling problem with mental health. Then we have to do something in schools, in youth organization. It's our duty. We have to do it. We have to collaborate and unite and stand up for the youth, for peace in the world, for a good world. And so you are already infected people. You may not go from the computer now if you're not infected. If you're not infected, you have to stay here more, and I will convince you, but it has to be. You are the influencers of tomorrow, the good influencers. So we have to ask politics, we have to ask the policy, our countries, to do the right things. And I know for some people it's not easy in the country you are living at the moment, but if our network works, we can be on a good way and a positive way. So the network always wins, and we spread it with a good network. That's a really important one as well. And then the question about that Malina asked, what about how can we help youngsters? Youngsters that are trained can train other youngsters. For instance, the peer supporters I see tomorrow, and I see them every week, they train other youngsters. Ligi was here. Ligi is a good peer supporter. She is spreading around the others. They are the influencers of tomorrow. The youth has the power for tomorrow. So I think they have to have a training. Everybody, all the youngsters who want to become a peer support, because you can't force somebody. They have to do it with the right motivation. And if you already want to help, you can help. For instance, Malina, you can follow Peer Support Flanders, and we can help you with that as well. So I would ask everybody if they are in their possibility You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter as well. And we can connect with SALTO. We can connect with other organizations, foundations. We help you with the right people on the right floor. All the things about SALTO, inclusion and diversity, it's important. And we have to listen and respect. That are the most important things, I think. Did I forgot something? Somebody who has a huge question I didn't answer? Mieke? Or I don't know.
But if not, then I actually think that we forgot about somebody very special for a long time. I know you don't know who I'm talking about, but this is our colleague and a very, very talented artist, a very talented graphic recorder. This is Olaja. And we would like to ask you now to share with us the graphic recording that you have made throughout the day today, after which we will start slowly closing today's ID Talk. Olaja, you have the floor.
Thank you so much. You should be getting through the screen, I hope.
Yes, we can
visual.
see it.
So a lot of passion. I still need to draw some flames somewhere in a corner, because there is the main thing I'm taking from this talk is the belief and the passion into a concept and a method and a way of being, I would say, more than just a practice, but really life philosophy in a way. So yeah, you can walk with your eyes through the picture, which of course has some empty spaces that will be filled in the next few days before you receive the full notes. So yeah, we have heard a lot of opinions or experiences from those participating in peer support, and we have been reflecting together with Inge about the effects and the valuable perspective of integrating this peer support, whatever it is, the age and the objective and the context of it. So I will fill it up, and as usual, you will get the full recording in your emails. And yeah, thank you from my side.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the nice drawing. Maybe we can add something more, if it's possible, about inclusion things. So yeah, I don't know what, but something.
Well, Olaja's only.
But it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you very much. I mean, you can even use your own personal picture as an avatar, but also Olaja's task is really to translate the ideas that are coming from you, from audience, into the graphics. So maybe if you have something about inclusion in your concluding remarks, Olaja can still incorporate it in the graphic recording. Now you have a few minutes, Inge, to conclude your today's speech. And maybe there is an important message that you would like to give our audience of today before we are calling the day.
Because before I want to thank you for all, for being here, for sharing all the good things, for working together. It would be my dream if we could help George with the hope in the world, if we can help the youngsters with the variety of things where they struggle with, that we can help them, that we can show them what a beautiful world it can be if we collaborate and if we work together. So I invite you all to build the bridges in future, and let's make a transition of love and friendship and working together. That's my wish. I wish you all the best. Share the love, only love. So thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Inge. Thank you very much, our wonderful audience of today. I just want to remind you that the series of ID Talks for this autumn are not over yet. We will be still with us back in 2 weeks from now on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central European Time. Please come back. We will be happy to have a returning audience over again. And have a nice rest of your day. Bye-bye.